The number one mistake most people make in investigating identity theft. Hi, this is Consumer Protection Attorney Bill Clanton, and I've helped hundreds of people deal with inaccurate credit reports, identity theft, bad background checks, and other consumer related matters. In this video, I'll be talking about the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the law itself, and how it has tools to help you investigate identity theft. And this is the number one way that people fail to investigate identity theft, and it's a super easy to use tool, and it's right there, black and white, in the law. So, we're going to go over what is the law, how do you use it, and what you can expect when you use it. Okay, identity theft is a huge problem for millions of Americans, and the Fair Credit Reporting Act is in the law at 15 United States Code 1681, and subsection G, 1681G, subsection E, has some tools for you on how to investigate identity theft. And this should be undertaken before you do any disputing, or at least at the same time you start disputing with the credit bureaus. Okay, I'm going to read from the law here. So, for the purpose of documenting fraudulent transactions resulting from identity theft. So that's the purpose of this, is documenting transactions that are the result of identity theft. Not later than 30 days after the receipt of a request from a victim, then a bank or other business entity that's provided consideration for products, goods, or services, accepted payment from, or otherwise entered into a commercial transaction with a person who has allegedly made unauthorized use of the means of identification of the victim, that business has to provide a copy of the application and business transaction records in the control of that business entity, whether maintained by the business entity or by another person on behalf of that business entity, evidencing the transactions alleged to be the result of identity theft. Okay, that's a lot to take in. So, if you send a letter to a bank or another business entity that has granted credit in your name to a identity thief, then that business entity has to provide all the records regarding that transaction and the application that they have in their possession and control, even if somebody else has it. Okay, so you can get the identity thief's credit application and the transactions of that identity thief from the bank or the credit card company or whoever it is. That's powerful. You can show proof of identity theft that way. Let's keep looking. All right, so whether maintain identity theft to the victim. So you as the victim can get that information. The federal, state, or local government can get that information, and law enforcement agencies can get that information. Now, the procedure for how to do this: the request of a victim under paragraph 1. That's what we just read. Paragraph 1 must be in writing and mailed to an address specified by the business entity, if any. So, if you go to the website of the business entity or the bank, and it has a dispute address or identity theft address, you need to send it to that address. But if it doesn't have one, you can send it to their main address or whatever address they have out there on their website. Now, the request also, if asked by the business entity to include relevant information about the transaction alleged to be the result of identity theft, to facilitate compliance with this section, including, if known by the victim, the date of the application or transaction, and if known by the victim, any other identifying information that could help them find those records. So you need to include those things as well: the date of the alleged transactions and the identifying information of the identity thief, if you have it. They cannot charge you to give this information to you. They're not allowed to charge you. You need to also include, when you send your letter, you need to include your identifying information. That means a driver's license and a current utility bill. That is generally enough information to identify you. If you have it, a copy of your Social Security card doesn't hurt, but it's not required. Should not be required. Okay, so that's the law. That's how you send the letter. I would send it certified mail every time. And then what to expect back. You should get back all the information from the identity thief. You should be able to get your the application made in your name, get all the transactions that were made in your name, and this is a big help because then you can prove, you can show to the credit bureaus in a dispute that this is not you, that you were not at this location at this time, that this does not look like your signature, that this information on this application doesn't match your information. You can have great evidence of identity theft. And this 1681 GE is a powerful tool in documenting and investigating identity theft cases. It's free. All you have to do is send a letter. And if you are the victim of identity theft, you should be sending this letter out to everyone you believe the identity thief used your information with. All right, if you need any help with one of these letters or investigating identity theft, or if you've investigated identity theft and you need help disputing it, or if you've disputed it and you're ready to sue a credit bureau or lender, give us a call. We want to help you resolve identity theft. Thank you for watching this video.